What's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to change the pucks on your ZA50 motor. Today, this motor is on a 1980 Puch Newport 2. This is pretty complicated and not necessarily for a beginner. However, somebody, as long as they watch this video carefully and closely, will be able to replace those pucks. So with that being said guys, let's get right into the video and I'm going to show you how to replace the pucks on the ZA50 motor. To start this process, we're going to want to take that oil out. So go ahead and get yourself a cup and a 22 millimeter wrench. And this is a really good time to inspect your O-ring and your washer. Now that our oil's pretty much done leaking, you're good to go ahead and put that plug back in. And if you need to see how to do an oil change, here's the video for you right here. Next, we're gonna go ahead and take all 6 of these bolts off. You do have to be careful of the spring because this is holding tension on this case. So if you can get this spring off first, that would definitely be the preferred method. So it's good to note, looking at our case the proper way, this side is going to have 2 shims here. 2 of those go on the end of here. So make sure you put these in a safe spot and you'll have 1 here. So again, make sure you remember where these go. On the inside of that case, you got 2 bearings. You can check those for any sound or grinding. Ours are perfect. Next, we're gonna go ahead and take this little guy off here. Now, you'll wanna be careful of all these. These will come out and go all over the place. So we're gonna go ahead and gently back this off. The most important thing to note is that this right here is righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. So do not crank on this. And if you skip this in the video, good luck, bud. So again, I know it's gonna be really weird, but like I said, this is a righty-loosey. So I'm gonna be using power tools for this. You wanna push in while you do it. If you bring this gear out while you loosen it up, these won't go flying and you won't have to put those back to where they go. There we go. We're free, nothing went anywhere. Easy peasy. Next, we're gonna take our bell housing off. Very nice, very nice. All right, so next, we're gonna go ahead and take this nut off here. This should be roughly a 24 millimeter. I'm using a 15/16 socket because I don't have millimeters, but this is lefty-loosey. And from everything that I saw on the internet, you really don't need to take this guy too much into consideration, but make sure it's on there when you go to put this back. So now we can finally get to our pucks. All you have to do is slide these gears out, remembering which one is which and which configuration they go in. And there is this fancy little guy that goes in between, so definitely don't lose that and make sure you got the right orientation. And I actually saw that you can go ahead and reverse flip this second gear to hold out your RPMs and actually get a delayed secondary shift, which honestly I think I'm gonna do. And now we can finally get to our pucks. You can go ahead and pull this guy out here. And apparently there is a shim right there. So I'm gonna actually leave that on there. But just so you guys know, don't lose that. Come on, bro. Might even help to put this guy back on. All right, that was ridiculous. All right, so now with a flathead screwdriver, we're gonna go ahead and take these screws out. And there we go. We're good to go ahead, take this off, and check out the condition of our pucks, which are toast. Here are those pucks. These are often red, and as you can see, they are completely gone. Look at that. These pucks have been destroyed. So, especially in my case here, you're gonna wanna make sure that you clean out all that previous destroyed puck that's in there, because that can get loose and start to damage your internal motor parts. That's crazy. That's literally all that was left of our pucks. Like, those are horrible. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that we clean these threads here real good, strip them of any little bit of oil, because we'll actually be adding some Loctite to these bolts. All right, so I'm already kind of having an issue here trying to get these in. I got these from a website called Treatland, and at first glance, these look great, but it is such a hard fit. Like, I almost have to hammer this in there, so I don't know if we have to sand these down or whatnot, but these ain't just gonna push in here. So we'll see what we gotta do here. All right, so I definitely ate these screws up a little bit, but I mean, that's all right. It's an internal part, and I'm gonna clean up any burrs if there's anything on these. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and reinstall to our internals. Making sure that we cleaned everything off, because we did get dust everywhere from having to custom shape those pucks. I'd imagine a few of you guys are pretty interested on the interior before I put that in, so here's a quick glimpse. All right, let's finally start rebuilding this thing. I definitely didn't have to keep on rebuilding this because I was putting it in wrong. That's for sure. With everything in place, we're good to go ahead and put our gears back on. Usually it would go on like this. However, I saw something that if you put your second gear on backwards, it actually extends the first gear's RPMs before shifting. And while I'm in here, honestly, I kind of want to try that out. So I'm going to be flipping my second gear. Make sure you don't forget to put this guy back in. And then you put the first gear in just the way it came out. And put this guy back in there, making sure everything lines up well, and then put that big old nut on there. And I am going to bend that spacer back because it looks like it did separate a little bit when I took it off. And we're going to crank that back down. Now I'm just going to make sure that this washer here is nice and bent onto that nut. From there, we can go ahead and put our bell housing back on. And don't forget, this is lefty-tighty, not righty-tighty. With that on pretty well, we're gonna go and smack that down. Make sure you don't forget your gasket. Being extremely careful so you don't break it. And it does help to put a little bit of oil on this gasket just to help with that initial seal. And don't forget, we have a washer that goes here. This guy goes on the left. And you got two spacer washers that go on that left side as well. And with that, we're good to go ahead and put our case back on and put our hardware back in. And make sure not to forget to put your oil back in before running your motor. And again, if you want to see how to change your oil, this is not the proper way that I'm doing it right now. You can watch this video on the top of your screen. And there you guys go. That's how you replace the pucks on a ZA50 motor. If this video helped, please feel free to leave a thumbs up down below because it really does help the channel a lot. And as always, guys, ride safe.